Hello, welcome again. We are back to your screens. We have very interesting subjects to discuss today. Each and every one of us has a burning story that we just can't wait to share, can't wait to let out.
Yeah.
I'm joined by Mr. J over here and Mr. Eddie to my right. And we will start with Mr. Eddie because he seems like he's more eager to share with us
I'm always
today.
eager.
So, Mr. Eddie, we're ready for your pot
All
of
right,
knowledge.
here we go. Thanks, Nyari. Today, great topic, man, like big for the crypto and blockchain space.
Mm-hmm.
The Maltese parliament unanimously approved 3 bills on DLT blockchain.
Ooh.
Yes, and
Okay, nice.
I'm saying that island has just become the hub.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It has.
yeah, it's big news. It's really big news for the crypto space. And you know what I want to know from you guys, what you guys think. You know, like I'll start with you. What does this move mean for Malta as an island, and what does it mean for the world?
Okay.
Such a move, yeah.
Here's what I'm seeing. I think there's some sort of competing here, because let's be honest, Switzerland has always been the one that was quick to adopt. You know. They've always known when something's about to be big. They did that with accounts, and look at Switzerland now.
Yeah.
It's basically the financial haven for the rest of the world. And Malta wants to do the same thing with cryptocurrencies. And I think they can see that some of these business models are very, very efficient, and they're able to produce real tangible wealth. If you think of a gold royalty-backed currency, something like that.
Wow.
You know, I would jump at the chance to host such,
Definitely
you know,
will.
that cryptocurrency in my jurisdiction, because we're culturing people in a whole new different way of doing things. That, look, you can democratize assets and we can share the wealth.
That's great.
And then we can store it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Those digital assets.
That's it. I mean, I think it is so impactful. People really don't realize what's happening here. Because with these bills, they're actually setting a use case for other countries.
Yeah.
And these countries now are going to adopt some of the best attributes of these bills.
Right.
And when that happens, when it begins to spread more and more, what happens to the whole cryptocurrency market? It goes up
That's true.
because there's more market adoption
Yeah.
and more legitimate framework. This actually makes it easier for companies to establish a business. And now they have a framework and it's more solid, and it gives people recourse. So if something goes wrong in the business, there's some recourse, there's penalties,
Yeah.
there's some type of legislation to follow through.
Yeah.
So that's how I see. I think it could really, and I think it will be a huge game changer for the market as a whole.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I also think that it's a way to protect people. Like, I don't know about the rest of the world, but within the Maltese region, the country itself, you can't just now wake up and say, I'm launching a cryptocurrency. Because it has been legally adopted, it means that you have to
a great
comply
point. It's a
to
great
certain regulations. And
That's a
if
great
you
point.
don't, then they'll shut you down.
Right.
So you're protecting consumers in a field that is really plagued with a lot of bad actors and scammers.
That's
So
Funny that you say that,
Yeah.
because that's what's happening with us. We're actually incorporating in Malta.
yeah.
So that's just news right there, breaking news.
Yeah. You heard it
All right.
first.
That's
Heard it
what's
first,
happening
yeah.
with Goldma.
Great.
So I think that actually brings a lot more legitimate thought processes toward what we're doing,
Yeah.
so that people can say, hey, you know what? Goldma, they're doing it right.
Doing it the right way.
Doing it the right way.
Oh, now that you've mentioned that, you know, my question would be, do you think some countries in Africa in the near future will adopt such openness to crypto, would really take it to this level that Malta is taking it to, you know?
I think so. I think that, you know, countries like South Africa, Nigeria, Zambia, hopefully Zimbabwe,
Yes.
hopefully, they're a bit more conservative with respect to their banking regulations. But it's a possibility. I think it's up to us if we're able to actually present the good reasons why you want to adopt this. It's happening.
Yes, it is.
So I think that it's up to us to bring it towards towards Parliament and bringing it to the Reserve Bank.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
great.
actually think that Zimbabwe is much more open than we realize, because I did read an article, and the Reserve Bank governor was saying that they want to now start they're looking at blockchain technology. They want to understand it. They want to know how it works. So they might not have their arms open wide for cryptocurrency right now, but definitely they're on their way there.
That's
So
actually
that's a
great,
good thing.
and I actually like what's happening in Malta. This gives us basis. If we want to adopt it in Zimbabwe, we say, look, Malta is doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Malta is very small, but the embracing blockchain has been working for them such a way. Venezuela did it, you know.
When you start counting the money,
Yes.
banks, they begin to like that.
Yeah.
If we can actually measure what's happening in terms of how does it add to their GDP,
True.
and if it adds instead of takes away,
Yeah.
what reason would you say not to do it?
No
Exactly.
reason at all.
I'll say
No.
the race is on. You mentioned Switzerland. People and countries are going to notice that, you know what, blockchain is the way. Things are moving on. Some people are benefiting, and you do not want to
Yeah.
be behind. So I'll say the race is on, and we will have a lot of base. And there's one of the three bills that were passed. One of the bills took, my attention. That's the one numbered 45, which is the Malta Digital Innovation Authority, which will primarily be in charge of promoting the development of the blockchain industry in Malta. You know,
Okay.
how important is that one?
Extremely, extremely. important. I mean, you need an authority to regulate,
You do.
so that, like she mentioned, you can't just wake up one day and say, hey, I'm starting a cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And
All
you
right.
don't try to comply to the regulations. And also, if something goes wrong, if there's a dispute,
Yeah.
at least there's some recourse that
Yeah.
people can have, so that there's a little bit of comfort towards investors. That's what you need. You need investors to make
You
this
do.
market work. And investors don't like to go where there's no framework and there's no means of recourse if there's a dispute or if there's a problem.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
great.
Okay, we're moving on to the next story. Mr. J has also a very, very good, juicy story. So that's a message for me. I'll put my phone aside.
That's all good. But check this. This is huge. EOS.
Okay.
They have now demonstrated that they can do 3,000 TPS, transactions per second, which Visa right now does an average of about 1,700 transactions per second. So now what that tells to the market is now, if I got an EOS card and I want to swipe, it's going to go through. I can make that sale. I can actually do a transaction right at the register. Whereas before that wasn't possible, because if you went and you tried to use Ethereum or Bitcoin, if you try to swipe, you might wait for a while. Or what happens is the processor may have a loss because of the time difference and how the market changes. And you may have a loss in terms of profit. So I think this is a huge game changer for the market. And I'm not so sure how this will impact their price, because EOS still needs market adoption. It
Yeah.
still needs developers to develop different type of dApps for their blockchain.
This has been Visa's trump card to say, you know what, we can do so much. Look at Bitcoin. The time when you used to
Yeah.
do 7 transactions per second. I mean, can you bet on that? But now boom. I mean, no wonder why this guy's dubbed it as the Ethereum killer.
Ethereum killer, I remember that.
Remember that? It's,
Yeah.
it's not too far-fetched, I should say. Because, like, this development is such a small space of time. We can only, we can assume, but these guys are breaking waves,
Yeah.
I should say.
I may seem like I'm digressing a little bit, but this is just what I see in terms of the whole situation, that with companies, sometimes when they become, I don't know, this might become harsh, might sound harsh, when companies are a bit complacent in terms of innovation, that's how they die. If you look at BlackBerry, BBM was the thing to have.
Yes, it was.
And in this case, using this analogy, Visa would be BlackBerry, BBM, right? Everybody wanted to have it, instant messaging. I need your PIN. As soon as I get your PIN, we can communicate. It's cheap. There's a BIS data plan.
Right.
And then what happened? WhatsApp came in, they're like, no, you don't need
You
a
don't need
BlackBerry
it.
for that.
Yeah.
Just get any Android phone. Oh, even a Nokia phone. You know what? You don't even need anybody's PIN. If you have their number, they're automatically your contact.
They saw a problem and created a
You know?
solution.
So
you
it's
know?
like the moment you become complacent in terms of innovation, that's how you die. That's how you're pushed out of the market. And Visa's going to have to, I don't know, find some way to surpass EOS. If not,
they better get it together.
yeah, they better get it together.
What you
Okay. Now, this is something that just hit home for me.
Okay.
Because I care about helping people, in any way that I can, underprivileged people. Let me just get to my story real quick, but this is a really good one. Okay, did you guys know that American consumers waste 133 billion, not even
No way, no
pounds
way.
of food every year? Food that's not consumed, it just,
Not consumed.
yeah.
It's already cooked. It's not consumed.
I mean,
Okay.
think about that,
Yeah, that's heavy.
And did you know that just to produce, transport, and remove uneaten food costs $218 billion a year? That's a lot of money.
So it costs to waste.
Yeah.
You imagine. And it costs, if you don't want to be wasteful, if you want to transport and put it somewhere or give it to somebody, it's an industry that's worth $218 billion. There is an app that's been developed. And this app helps to notify. It helps to notify a waste management company when there's surplus food in a company. And then the company signals them that we have food. They do charge the company for waste management, but they deliver it to charities for free. So now you don't have to waste the food. You're actually giving it to someone.
Okay.
And you can be assured that your food is going to reach that specific home or charity because it appears on the distributed ledger. So you can see where the food is going and you can actually track it.
Oh, that's heavy.
So that's an innovative way of using blockchain technology. And maybe we should try it here,
You know what? This is amazing. I mean, not the waste part, but the fact that people can think of ideas,
Yeah.
see that because there's a lot of hunger in the world.
Yeah.
And if we're using blockchain to try and fight that,
Yeah.
that's really great. Personally myself, I would support a company that is on that blockchain.
Yeah.
And, let's say it's my favorite restaurant. If they support that initiative where if they have waste food and they contact that company through the blockchain, I would go to that restaurant instead of the ones that are wasting because
Yeah.
it's tapping into areas that I know are
Yeah.
really critical, which is hunger. There's hunger everywhere. So that is great. Blockchain.
All right. Speaking of food, we are actually very close to our lunchtime. So we're about to make arrangements right now.
I love lunch.
We'll see you guys next time. It's been lovely. We'll come with more stories. Tell us what you think. Contact us, join our Telegram group and let us know what you think in the comments section. We'll respond to you guys. We'd love to know what you think. Bye-bye.